The courtroom smelled like old wood and fear. My wife was crying again. She had perfected that sound over 17 years. Soft, trembling, helpless. The judge adjusted his glasses. "Sir, before we proceed, state your occupation and net worth for the record." My wife squeezed her lawyer's hand. She thought this was the final act. The janitor husband. The worthless man who scrubbed floors, while she sacrificed her life caring for his terminal cancer. The cancer she invented. I stood slowly. My uniform was still on, gray, faded, smelling faintly of disinfectant. I liked the symbolism. "Occupation?" the judge repeated. I looked at her. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Investor," I said calmly. "And my net worth is approximately $1.7 billion. Silence. Then a ripple. Then a gasp that spread across the courtroom like a crack in glass. My wife's face drained of color. Her lips parted. She whispered one word. "No," and collapsed. I didn't move. I had been collapsing for 17 years. This was simply gravity shifting. 17 years ago, I chose the mop. Not because I needed the money, because I needed the truth. My father built an empire in silence. I inherited it in silence. Offshore accounts, holdings layered beneath shell companies, anonymous trusts. I wanted to know who loved me without the shine. So I took a janitor job in one of our smaller subsidiaries. Minimum wage, overtime, calloused hands. That's where I met her. She laughed at my uniform. But she married me. I thought that meant something. It didn't. The insults began slowly. "Why can't you be more ambitious?" "Other husbands provide. Sometimes I feel embarrassed." "Worthless." That was her favorite word. Worthless. When I was diagnosed, no. When she said I was diagnosed, I almost admired the audacity. She came home one evening with tears and papers. "You didn't want to tell me," she sobbed. "Stage 3 lymphoma. I found the reports." I stared at the documents. Forged. Convincing, except I had never taken those tests. She created a fundraising campaign, shared dramatic updates. My brave husband, fighting for his life. Money poured in. Sympathy poured in. I watched quietly. The performance was exquisite. But she forgot one thing. I owned the hospital she claimed treated me. Oh, I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I requested internal audit logs. Discreetly. The medical record number on her forged report belonged to a retired dentist in Ohio. The oncologist's signature? A doctor who had died 2 years earlier. Sloppy. I reviewed the donation accounts next. Funds routed through 3 personal transfers, before landing in an account under her maiden name. Careless. At night, she would sit beside me and whisper, "We'll get through this." Her hand on mine, her phone buzzing under the pillow. She thought I was dying. In a way, she was right. Something inside me was. One evening, I overheard her on the balcony. "He doesn't have much time." She laughed softly. "When it's over, I'll finally breathe." Finally breathe. I memorized the sentence. Then there was Thanksgiving. My daughter-in-law called. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." She shouted over the phone. They all thought I was a burden, a janitor with cancer. I replied with one word. "Enjoy." That night, I transferred ownership of the Swiss villa into a public trust under my name. Photos surfaced within hours. Media coverage followed. Reclusive billionaire philanthropist revealed. My phone rang 71 times. Family, friends, my wife. I didn't answer. Instead, I filed a fraud complaint and divorce papers. Timing is everything. The confrontation happened in our kitchen. She was rehearsing grief in the mirror when I placed the audit report on the counter. Her smile faded. "What's this?" she asked. "Your creativity," I replied. She skimmed the pages. Hospital verification, financial tracing, forgery analysis, each lie itemized. "You went through my things?" She snapped, defaulting to outrage. I watched her carefully. "No," I said. "I went through mine." Her breathing changed. She understood. "You're not sick," she whispered. "No." "And the money?" "Mine." The room tilted for her. "You're lying." I removed the final document. Ownership certificates, trust statements, the empire, 17 years of patience condensed into paper. "I wanted to see who you were without it," I said quietly. "And now you know?" Her voice cracked. "Yes." For the first time, she looked small. Not powerful, not clever, just exposed. The trial wasn't about money. It was about narrative. She claimed emotional distress, claimed I deceived her, claimed she deserved compensation for years of hardship. Hardship. The prosecution presented the fraudulent cancer campaign. Bank records, audio recordings from the balcony, her own words. When the judge asked my net worth, it wasn't theatrics. It was strategic timing. Let her think she had won. Let her believe the janitor was cornered. Then remove the mask. When I spoke the number, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't smile. Power doesn't shout. It reveals. Her lawyer froze. The gallery murmured. She collapsed under the weight of reality. Not because of the money, because she realized she had gambled on a man she never understood. The verdict was swift. Fraud. Restitution. Public humiliation. I didn't celebrate. Victory tastes quiet. The Swiss villa overlooks a lake that doesn't care about human greed. The air is clean. Unimpressed. My phone is silent now. 71 missed calls reduced to 0. They wanted access. Not me. I walk through rooms filled with art and light, and I feel nothing extravagant. Only clarity. 17 years was a long experiment. The results were conclusive. Love without respect is hunger, and hunger will eat anything, including you. She thought I was worthless because I held a mop. She never understood that I was measuring her. Now she measures consequences. As for me, I no longer pretend to be small, and I will never again need to test who stays when the shine disappears. Because the only thing I truly gained from losing her was the certainty that I never needed her at all.